Hello dear viewers, welcome to our channel, Together Time. Today, we're diving into a world of creativity and skill as we explore the art of crocheting your very own bag. Crocheting is a process of creating fabric by interlocking loops of yarn, thread, or strands of other materials using a crochet hook. It's a wonderful, relaxing hobby that allows you to create beautiful, practical items with your own two hands. To get started, you'll need a few basic supplies. A crochet hook suited to the weight of your chosen yarn, the yarn itself, and a little bit of patience. You can find these items in any craft store or online. Today, we'll be guiding you through each step, from understanding the basics to putting the finishing touches on your handmade bag. By the end of this video, you will be able to create your own crochet bag to show off to your friends and family. Before we start, it's important to understand some basic crochet terms and techniques. First, let's talk about the chain stitch, which is the foundation of most crochet projects. To create a chain stitch, you'll first make a slip knot on your hook. Then, you'll yarn over, which simply means wrapping the yarn from back to front over your hook. Pull this loop through the slip knot on your hook, and voila, you've made your first chain stitch. Continue this process to create a chain of any length. Next, we have the single crochet stitch. Start with a chain, and then insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. Yarn over and pull through, which will leave you with 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops. Congratulations, you've just made a single crochet stitch. The slip stitch is another basic crochet stitch that's used to join work when working in the round or to move yarn across a group of stitches without adding height. To make a slip stitch, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull the yarn through both the stitch and the loop on your hook in one go. Now that we've covered the stitches, let's talk about how to hold your crochet hook and yarn. There are 2 common ways to hold your hook, like a pencil, where your hand is underneath the hook, or like a knife, where your hand is over the hook. Both are correct. It's just about finding what's most comfortable for you. The yarn is typically held in the other hand. Thread the yarn over your pinky finger, under your ring and middle fingers, and over your index finger. This helps to control the tension of your yarn as you work. Now that we've got the basics down, we can start crocheting our bag. Alright, it's time to start our crochet bag. Now before we get started, make sure you have your crochet hook and yarn ready. You can choose any color that you like. Remember, this is your creation, so let's make it as unique as you are. Let's begin with a chain stitch. Hold the yarn in your left hand and the hook in your right. Make a slip knot and place it on your hook. Now start yarning over, pulling through the loop on your hook. Repeat this process until you have a chain of about 30 to 40 stitches. This will form the width of your bag's base. So, you've done your chain, but we're not done yet. It's time to join the chain to form a ring. This is the starting point of our crochet bag. To do this, slip your hook into the first stitch you made, yarn over, and pull it through both loops on your hook. Congratulations! You've just created your first ring. Now that we've got our ring, it's time to add rounds to create the base of the bag. This is where we start building the body of our bag. Start with a single crochet stitch into the same stitch where you joined the ring. Continue this around the ring, adding stitches evenly. Remember, it's important to keep count of your stitches. You should have the same number of stitches in each round to maintain a circular shape for your bag's base. You're doing fantastic. This is the first step in creating something truly amazing. Don't be disheartened if it doesn't look perfect at first. Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep going, stitch by stitch, round by round, and soon you'll see your bag taking shape. Great job! You've just created the base for your crochet bag. This is the foundation of your project, and you've laid it beautifully. Keep up the good work, and let's continue with the next steps. Now let's build up the body of our bag. This is where our bag starts to take its shape. We've got our base ready, and now we're going to continue adding rounds to it. The process is simple and repetitive, yet it creates a beautiful texture that's the hallmark of crochet. Let's dive right in. You'll continue to crochet in the round, just as we did for the base, but now without any increase. This means 1 stitch into every stitch from the previous round. Keep your stitches even and consistent. This will ensure that your bag takes on a cylindrical form. Remember, the height of your bag will depend on the number of rounds you add. So if you want a deeper bag, just keep adding more rounds. It's all about crafting something that suits your style and needs. Now let's talk color. If you want to add a bit of pizzazz to your bag, changing yarn colors is a great way to do that. Here's how you do it. When you reach the end of a round and you're ready to change color, simply cut your yarn, leaving a 6-inch tail. Then, join the new color by tying it to the old one and continue your stitches as before. Weave in the loose ends later, and voila, you've added a pop of color to your bag. As you crochet, you might notice the bag starting to curve inward. That's a good sign. It means you're on the right track. Keep going until you're happy with the height. Let's take a moment to appreciate what we've created so far. Hold your work at arm's length. See how it started to resemble a bag? That's the magic of crochet. With just a hook and yarn, we're creating something beautiful and functional. Look at that! You've just built the body of your crochet bag. Isn't it exciting? You're one step closer to having a handcrafted bag all your own. Up next, we'll move on to the final steps, finishing the bag. Stick around, you won't want to miss it. We're almost there. Now let's finish up our bag. At this stage, we're ready to crochet the handles of our bag. These handles are not only functional but also add an aesthetic appeal to our craft work. We're going to start by chaining a length of yarn that will determine the length of our handle. Remember, the longer the chain, the longer the handle. Once you've chained to your desired length, turn your work and do a single crochet in each chain back to the bag. Now, here's a little trick to strengthen our handles. We're going to work around the chain, not just in it. So, after reaching the end of the chain with your single crochet, rotate your work and continue to single crochet in the unused loops of the initial chain. This gives us a sturdy, rounded handle that can comfortably bear the weight of the bag's contents. Once both handles are done, we're ready to fasten off the yarn. Cut your yarn leaving a tail of about 6 inches. Then pull the cut end through the loop on your crochet hook. Pull it tight to secure it. This is called a fasten off. But we're not done yet. We have a few loose ends of yarn hanging about, which we need to weave in for a clean finish. Thread the yarn tail onto a yarn needle. Weave it in and out of the stitches several times, making sure to change direction a couple of times to secure it. Cut off any excess yarn. Lastly, take a moment to admire your work. Feel the texture, appreciate the color, and take pride in the fact that you've created something beautiful and functional with your own 2 hands. Congratulations! You've just crocheted your first bag. Well, there you have it, folks, your very own crocheted bag. We started from the basics, understanding the different stitches and how to hold your crochet hook and yarn. Then, we moved on to starting the bag, making the foundation chain and working our way up row by row. We built the bag, adding more rows and ensuring the sides were even and the shape was forming nicely. Finally, we finished the bag, adding the final touches and weaving in the loose ends. Remember, this is your creation, so feel free to experiment with different colors, patterns, and sizes for your next project. The beauty of crochet is that it allows for endless possibilities and creativity. And remember, practice is key. The more you crochet, the more comfortable you'll become with the stitches, and the faster you'll be able to create your masterpieces. Thank you for joining me today. Wishing you all the best in your crochet journey. Until next time, goodbye and keep creating.